Does making money online feel a lot harder than it used to? If so, you're not alone. And it's not because you're lazy or because you missed your chance. It feels harder because the entire structure of the internet economy has fundamentally changed. The very systems that made online income seem so easy over the last decade are now maturing, they're getting saturated, and they're being optimized in a way that works against beginners. Most people are responding to this massive shift in completely the wrong way. They try to work harder, hustle more, and grind it out within a system that no longer rewards that kind of behavior. And that's exactly why so many freelancers, content creators, and side hustlers feel completely stuck, even when they feel like they're doing everything they were told to do. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode what's actually happening behind the scenes. So, why do most people misunderstand this? Well, most of the advice you hear about making money online is all about tactics. You know the drill. Learn a new skill, start freelancing on a platform, build an e-commerce store, or grow an audience on social media. But here's the catch. Tactics only work when the underlying conditions of the system support them. Think back to the early 2010s. The internet was a different world. Competition was low, getting people's attention was cheap, and algorithms were designed to help you get massive organic reach. There was a huge demand for even the most basic digital skills. That environment created a widespread belief. If you just show up and work online, the money will eventually follow. But systems don't stay the same. They evolve. Platforms started to optimize for their own profits. Markets became saturated with service providers. Algorithms were tweaked to prioritize efficiency and keep users hooked, not necessarily to help you grow. And once all that happened, the exact same actions that used to bring big results started producing smaller and smaller returns. The internet didn't stop working. It just stopped rewarding beginner-level participation. To really get why online income feels so much tougher now, we need to look at 3 huge structural shifts that have happened. First, the skill floor has risen dramatically. 10 years ago, just knowing basic graphic design, some simple copywriting, or how to run a basic marketing campaign was enough to get you in the door. Today, those skills have become commodities. Global freelancing platforms created a massive, worldwide supply of labor. Thousands upon thousands of people can now offer the exact same services you do. This means the market has shifted from a skill advantage to a system advantage. The people who are consistently earning a good living online now are operating differently. They have crystal clear positioning, they serve specialized niche audiences, they use repeatable workflows, and they have automated systems for acquiring new clients. In other words, they don't just have skills, they operate entire income systems. The second major shift is that attention became algorithmic. In the early days, internet growth was pretty organic. You'd post some content and people would find it through search or by browsing. Now, platforms are all about retention and engagement. They are meticulously optimized. Algorithms don't reward you just for putting in the effort. They reward specific behavior patterns that keep users scrolling on their platform. This means the creators, who are actually succeeding today, aren't just making content. They have a deep understanding of topic selection, audience psychology, content packaging, and distribution systems. Getting attention is no longer free or accidental. It has to be strategically engineered. The third shift that most people miss is that platforms became powerful gatekeepers. The internet used to be a collection of open networks. Now, it's a series of closed platform ecosystems. Freelancers depend on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Creators rely on YouTube or TikTok. E-commerce stores are built on Shopify or Amazon. And here's the critical part. These platforms optimize for their own incentives, not yours. This creates a hidden rule in the modern internet economy. The people who earn the most are the ones who own leverage outside of the platform. They have their own email lists, direct relationships with their audience, their own digital products, and private communities. They understand that control is far more valuable than temporary exposure. These structural shifts create psychological traps, and this is where most people lose all their momentum. When making money becomes harder, it's easy to assume that the problem is some kind of personal failure. So what do people do? They start skill hopping, jumping from one thing to the next. They binge watch courses, collecting information, but never applying it. They jump from platform to platform, hoping the next one will be the magic bullet. They're always chasing short-term tactics. But these behaviors just make the problem worse because they keep you operating at the shallow, surface level of the system. You become purely reactive instead of being strategic. The people who successfully adapt to this new reality do something totally different. They stop chasing scattered opportunities. They start designing systems. So if the online income game now operates on a structural level, your entire approach has to change with it. The old, outdated model was learn a skill, find some clients, and get paid. The modern model looks very different. It's much closer to this. Skill leads to positioning, which leads to distribution, which builds a system, which then generates income. Income is no longer the direct result of your work. It's the output of a well-designed system that produces work opportunities for you. Once you truly see this, everything changes. You stop asking, how do I make money online? And you start asking a much better question. What kind of system can I build that produces income repeatedly? That question alone will move you into the top tier of online earners. If you're feeling stuck right now, here's a simple reset framework. It consists of 3 structural moves you can make. Step 1 is to narrow your economic role. Stop just being a freelancer or a content creator. You need to define a very specific economic function that you serve. For example, instead of being a writer, you could be an email conversion specialist for e-commerce brands. Instead of a designer, a YouTube thumbnail strategist. Instead of a general marketer, a landing page optimizer for software companies. Specific roles reduce your competition and dramatically increase your perceived value. The market always rewards clarity. Step 2 is to build a simple distribution engine. Most freelancers just sit back and rely on platforms to bring them clients. That is an incredibly fragile way to run a business. Instead, you need to create one controlled channel for distribution. This could be a YouTube channel, a strong LinkedIn presence, a focused account on X, or a niche email newsletter. The goal here isn't to go viral. The goal is consistent visibility inside a very specific niche. Distribution creates leverage. And step 3 is to turn your work into repeatable systems. This is the biggest mistake that most freelancers make. They treat every single project as a unique, one-off task. Instead, you need to convert your work into structured, documented workflows, create templates for your common tasks, standardize your deliverables. When your work becomes systemized, 3 amazing things happen. You deliver your work faster, you can scale your capacity to take on more clients, and you massively increase your perceived expertise. Systems are what turn your one-time effort into compounding income. So, let's wrap this up. Online income didn't disappear, it just evolved. The people who are struggling today are usually the ones still following outdated mental models of how the internet economy works. But once you understand the structural shift, the rising skill floor, the algorithmic nature of attention, and the power of platform gatekeepers, the path forward becomes so much clearer. Stop chasing tactics, start designing systems. Because in the modern internet economy, income isn't something you just find, it's something you engineer. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more insights on navigating the new digital world.